Okay, so I'm back with part two. As I said at the end of the video, same clothes because I'm filming it on now, but I don't want to post it all because ain't nobody finna watch like a 40-minute video of a not famous YouTuber yet. So, yeah. So I moved home in December of 2017. So I'm still enrolled at UNCG in the spring of 2018. And at this point, I did not want to be in school because I had so my grades coming from Mars Hill were not the best. My first semester at UNCG was just okay. So I applied to be in the social work program, did not get in because of my GPA. It killed me. Instead of working harder to build my GPA up, because GPA, it goes down super fast, but it takes forever to build it back up. So instead of working hard to get my grades up, I basically just gave up on school. Like, I did not want to be there. I would leave my house, and some days I wouldn't even go to class. I just didn't feel like myself. Growing up, I was always really good at school, and school was my one thing that I was good at. School is it for me. Like, I was always good at school, always smart, always recognized for being smart. And when my grades were dropping, I felt like it was a reflection of me not being good at school anymore, or like I was dumb. But it was just, in reality, looking back on it now, it was my own fault. Like, it wasn't because I'm any less smart. It wasn't because I'm not capable of doing it. I just didn't do it. I gave up on myself, and I gave up on everything. Like, I just didn't want to be there. So I was like, I'm not going to do this. And I didn't go to school. I would leave my house because my parents knew my school schedule. So I would leave and I would just like go park somewhere, go drive around sometimes. Or sometimes I would go to school and I'd be in the parking deck and then I wouldn't even go to class. Like, I would go to class, but I wasn't there, and I half did my work. I just did not want to be in school, and I wish that I would have dropped out, like not dropped out, but taken the semester off just to find myself. But I felt like if I took the semester off, then I wouldn't go back. But now I'm even further in the hole with my GPA, which I ended up being on. I was suspended, academically suspended, because I felt okay. So my grades weren't good the first semester, 2017 fall. So then I was on academic probation. I had to take this one little class. That was also the only class I passed. No. That's the story. I did pass a couple classes. I had D's. Thank God for grade replacements. But yeah, so I didn't the class for not doing good in school, the academic probation class was like the only class I really excelled in. But then I didn't meet the semester GPA requirement. So I was suspended for a semester. So in that semester, one of the classes that I had failed my first semester at UNCG was biology. So I went to community college and I took biology and a couple more classes just to be in school, a couple classes that were kind of related to social work. Or I think I took 2 classes. And I took a business class online. I don't know. I was just taking stuff. Because a full semester was like the same price as 3 classes. So I was like, I may as well do a full semester. And just because I really needed the biology, because I could not pass biology in a big group class of like 100 some people. I needed that connection, which I did really good in it. And I had a really good semester at RCC, and I just felt better about myself. I felt like I could do school again. I felt really refreshed and energized. And so I applied back to UNCG in the spring, for the spring. And I took a full semester and I did really good. Like my semester GPA was 3 point something. And I had retaken 2 classes that I failed previous semesters, and I took them from D's to a B and an A minus, I think. So I was rebuilding my GPA. So then that's in the spring of 2019? 2018. That was spring. When was that? That was spring to... I don't know. It was spring though when I retook classes because I went to RCC in fall. So it was the spring of 2019, maybe 18. This is 2020. 19. It was the spring of 2019. So then the fall of 2019, I had another really good semester, like really, really good. So then I applied again for this social work program. My advisor was a social work department head, and like, you're the department head. You can make you. I felt like he would have been able to put me in the program just from like seeing my progress. But that's another story. So it comes up time to apply for the department again. I didn't get in, and with the department, the program is spring, fall, spring. So spring of junior year, fall, spring, senior year. So you can't miss the spring classes and graduate on time. And I was explaining to him, I was like, I've been in this for so long and I had 2 bad semesters, but I've really been putting in work to show my effort that I really want to be in school. And I've been doing the most to bring up my GPA and doing grade replacements and stuff. And he was like, there's just nothing we can do. Oh, I was so close with my GPA. But I mean, close only counts in horseshoes or something. So I'm talking to him. I was like, I just cannot do another year of school trying to get into this program. And then I feel like I'm taking one step forward, getting knocked back 5. And so he recommended to me that I transfer because if I go to another school, my GPA is brand new, basically, which is not all the way true. BT dubs. So he was like, A&T, we have a program with A&T, so you would still be able to see your friends because our programs are joint, they work together, so you still be able to see your friends that you've made. And I'm looking at him like, what friends? All my friends are the little kids that work at Little Caesars. That's the only people I see on a regular basis. I don't talk to them people in class. Like, I don't talk to none of them. And so I started talking to people at A&T, and the lady I spoke to, she just heard me. She heard me. She heard me and she understood what I was talking about. And she had like a similar story, and now she has a doctorate, and she's over part of the department, or she's a director or something. And it just gave me hope because she heard me, and she was willing to work with me to get me in the classes I needed and to get me to graduate. But I wasn't able to get in the spring. So I did one more semester at UNCG. Amazing semester. Also, thank God for coronavirus. I know it's been really bad. I know there's let me not say it like that. But obviously the pandemic is terrible. And it's done more bad than good. But the only good thing was classes being put online, because I was struggling in this one psychology class. I think it was like a intro to clinical psych, which I know intro classes aren't hard, but those classes with like just information thrown at you and like just surface level information, they trip me up because there's not a lot of depth to them. And I had done like not good on the first test, and so I had 3 more tests, and the lowest grade gets dropped. So those next 3 tests were online, and yeah, I passed the class because of that. Because I had a way out, basically. So I ended my semester at UNCG really well. So after UNCG, I was talking to the people at A&T, and one of the ladies I was talking to, she was saying, well, you can't apply in as a social work major because of your GPA coming from UNCG, which is why I said before, you don't really start with a new GPA if you're trying to go into a program. So I had to enroll as like a sociology major or something, which was fine. So I took 2 summer classes because the advisor lady I spoke to, the one who heard me, she said that I needed those classes and then I would be able to graduate in a year. So I took those 2 classes in the summer, which you can either use your financial aid in the summer or for 2 semesters, which is stupid. That's rude. Hello. So yeah, that was $853.94 for 2 classes, which I did really good in. I had an A in both. An A and an A minus. Who's counting? So now summer semester's ending. I'm talking to my new advisor, which I had to talk to like 10 different people. Okay, like 5. So I'm talking to them and I'm like, yeah, Dr. such and such said that I would be able to, if I took those 2 classes, I'd be on track to graduate spring 2021. That's all I'm thinking is spring 2021. I'm done, right? And they're talking to me. They're like, oh, there's no way. Like, they're breaking it down to me. And they're like, there's no way that you can do this because you have to do this class before you can take the field study and do this. And I'm like, huh? And then I'm like, it broke me again. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm thinking I should have just stayed where I was. But also I'm like, okay, this is a guarantee. My GPA is already starting off at the top because I'm doing good. But also like, wow, you're telling me I have to do another year. And then once I accept that, I'm talking to the lady's telling me, she's looking at my transcript. She's like, okay, there's one more class that could check off this requirement, but you would have to talk to transfer articulation to see if they could get it, And so I called the lady and I'm talking to them in transfer articulation, which is where they basically look at your transcript and the classes that you have a C or higher in, they count towards your degree program. Like whatever, if they're the same type of class, they count towards your thing. So she's looking and she's like, wait, you already had this class. You already met this class with this other class that you took at UNCG. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, you didn't need to take that class this summer. And I'm like, what? Because I had already met the requirement. So the lady who led me astray, bamboozled me, had me hoodwinked. She was wrong about me being done in 1 year. And I wasted money and time in my summer, taking a summer class. I mean, I did good in it, but still, it's just the point of that's money that I gotta pay my parents back for. And I hope they don't remember because I don't got it yet. But so now I'm in my second semester at A&T, and things are going good. And I actually have that lady as an instructor, and no tea, no shade, I don't really like her. She don't check her emails or post stuff, but that's another story. So yeah, now I am here. I've already applied for the degree program again, and this is my first time applying for it at A&T. My only time applying for it because this semester is going to end well. It's almost wrapping up, but so next semester I'm taking my schedule's on my phone that I'm recording on because I don't have a camera. Let me see if the picture uploaded to my iPad. I don't know where my pictures are. Okay, so the screenshot isn't on. Is it on there? It's okay. So I have to take a writing science and technology course. Ooh. And I'm taking social statistics, whatever that means. But that's in person, thank the Lord, because who's trying to do statistics online and make it social? Not me. And then I have social problems, which is a sociology class. That's probably going to be good. And I have sociology of marriage and family, which insight. My future goals is one to be to do social work. I'm gonna go to grad school and get my MSW, and I'm gonna probably do my licensure and get my LCSW, which you can do counseling with. And I'll probably go back and do something with psychology, depending on how much I just miss school. Right now I'm really over being in school, but it's okay. It's okay. But I eventually wanted to do when I wanted to, my psychology path was to do a couple years of regular counseling with family and children, which I'm going into child welfare with social work. But I want to work with families and children. And then after I was married for like 10-ish years, I wanted to move into like relationship counseling, like godly relationship counseling, and eventually like godly marriage counseling or premarital counseling. So I'm taking like this sociology of marriage and family, and I really think that'll help me with that later in life. That's still one of my goals, because Jesus and therapy, they go together. You don't have to, Christians need therapy, but that's another subject. And then I'm taking interviewing and recording skills with my advisor. So I really hope I like the class, because I don't want to not like her. So that's my schedule for next semester. And then my senior year, I'll be doing like a bunch of field study stuff. And I think and maybe like an elective. But yeah, I think that's it. So that's why I've been in school for so long, because I did stupid stuff to push myself back. I didn't go to class. I didn't do my homework. I didn't pay attention. I did that. I messed up my GPA. And that's the bad things I did. But the good things I've done, I've worked hard to bring my GPA up and to maintain what I'm having here at A&T now. And my mom's very happy I'm at A&T, because Aggie Pride, HBCUs, or whatever. My mom is very happy, and it was really hard to tell them that I was failing, because I've always been the smart one. And that's like my I don't know, like my personality trait was being smart. But I'm funny and I'm cute. But yeah, took me a really long time to even think about talking about this. Took me a long time to even tell my best friend all that I was going through, because she had her own stuff going on. And you don't want to bother people with your problems, even though she's my best friend and I know it's not bothering her. I just was like, no, you got this going on, and your school is way more important than mine, because you're going to graduate on time. And also, there's not a graduating on time. Everyone's college experience is their own. So there's really no set timeline for school. And if you're in school for a long time like me, it's okay. It's really okay. Just make the most of it. My piece of advice would be, community college is good. Community college is very good if you take the right classes, and if it's like you meet new people. I thought it would just be people from Asheboro, but I'm friends with people from Randleman. Never thought that would happen. And I've grown a lot spiritually and mentally. I feel like I'm in a better space mentally. I'll let you know next week if I'm not. And no, just don't be so hard on yourself. If you make a mistake, it's okay because everyone does it. But if you keep dwelling on that mistake and you don't do anything to change it, then you're just going to be stuck in that mistake and you're going to make more mistakes and you're going to miss more opportunities. So yes, that's my college journey so far. Class of 2022. And then I'm going to go to grad school. I'm going to fast track it to grad school. Do that 1 year, hopefully, prayerfully, as Ray would say. I'll get into the joint program with A&T and UNCG. Then I'll be able to just stay local with it. But I'm not opposed to moving. One of my friends is doing it at State and she likes it there. I don't know. Maybe I'm meant to go to USC for grad school because that's where I want to be so bad. And then I could move in with Timmy and Courtney. Or Brian and Jasa. But yeah, that's my story. I don't know. I hope this answered questions. I hope someone actually had these questions and actually cares. Even if you don't care, I don't care. Because I'm going to look back on this and be like, wow, I did a lot. I was in school for a long time, but it's okay. It's fine. I can't change it. So, like, there's no point in me being upset about it. Because what can I do? Just sit here and be mad? All I can do is learn from it, grow, and share it with other people so that they know what mistakes to avoid or what to do if they find themselves in the same predicament. Okay, bye. Or whatever. How do you end videos?